Hey guys, Jamstrap here and welcome back to another video. And this is the next part in my What Army Should You Play series. So I'm going to be going over different armies through 40k and eventually Age of Sigmar as well, and give you guys some reasons why you might want to start the army and some reasons why you might not want to start them. Now, same as all the other ones, this is mostly based on rule of cool, kind of what you're going to be expecting, like what you're going to have on the tabletop, what kind of units and kits you're going to want to buy, and the general kind of playstyle / lore of the army. So no tournaments kind of stuff like that, no ultra list building and all that kind of nonsense. And as you could probably tell by now, we're looking at what I actually think is one of the greatest armies GW has made, and that is the Chaos Space Marines. Now, I know the Chaos Space Marines, kind of like Space Marines, you can have different legions and stuff like that, like the Imperial Fist, all that kind of stuff. I know they've got different codexes now and the Chaos Space Marines haven't, but for the sake of the video I'm just going vanilla Chaos Space Marines. I'm not going to be talking about like all the different kind of traitor legions you can have and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going basic Black Legion vanilla Chaos Space Marines. Now, the reason why I say it's probably the best 40k army going, and that's not to say it's my favorite one of all time, but it's purely for the fact that you can run a little bit of everything. You got pretty much most of what Space Marines have. Okay, not most, that's going overboard a bit, but you have that Space Marine flavor. You got like a lot of stuff they can have, and plus you got all the stuff from the demon side of it. Well, not all of it, but you get a lot of the demons, and obviously you can ally them in, of course, and you also get a little taster from every like special legion. So you get quite a few Death Guard units in here. You got your Thousand Suns, you got your Khorne, you got Slaanesh, you got everything in here. So if you want a nice mix, and like I said in some of my previous videos, one of the greatest things I look for in an army is variety. I don't want to be making just like a whole army of the same dude over and over and over. So anyway, let's get into some of the models and what you're looking at here. So obviously on the top here, you've got the freaking Khorne Lord of Skulls. I mean, it doesn't get more crazy than this thing. I know it's a bit of a, like I said, I think I mentioned in my top 40k models video, this is a bit of a Marmite one. Some people love it, some people hate it. I personally never used to like it, but it's kind of growing on me, and I really want one now. But my point is, let me just look at this beast. So you got this thing, and then you got Rubric Marines, sorry, I can't get my words out again, as usual. And I mean, so you got this giant Khorne tank thing, and then you got just your standard Thousand Suns guys. Then you got just a plain old Land Raider with some spikes on, so that's the Space Marine part. And then you got some Poxwalkers from the Death Guard range. I mean, just on this first like section, you get so much variety. And of course, you get your standard Chaos Cultists. Like I say, you get some like alternative Space Marine Legion, kind of like things like this guy. But I mean, this thing is ancient, this Night Lords dude. Some upgrades, and I mean, that's one of the problems if you were thinking of getting into Chaos Space Marines. They have recently got quite a big like update and everything, but quite a lot of the stuff is also still really old. I mean, you can just see by these heroes here. It's Chaos Lord of the Jump Pack. So yeah, these things aren't like unusable. It's not like kind of the Space Marines where they're getting a complete update where the old guys just look terrible. So even if you have these with some of the new Chaos Space Marines, they still look pretty good. I mean, this guy will fit right in with that. And you do have a lot of choices when it comes to the cool heroes and stuff. I mean, this is one of the new guys here. He's pretty cool. Chaos Space Marines, apart from their spiky, evil, mutated kind of things they got going on, very gothic Space Marines, or gothic barbarian, I don't know how you would describe them. But apart from all that, the number one thing is variety, like I said before. This is why this is my favorite army, for that reason. So yeah, got the old Terminated Lord there, which can be made as this guy or that one. The new Master of Executions. I wasn't really a fan of his head there, but yeah, I kind of kid bash mode. Like I said, they are getting their updates. I mean, Sorcerer's updated recently. I mean, yeah, Cypher can be added. That's an absolutely awesome model, which I'm pretty sure he can be used in like the Imperium side of things as well. It kind of goes with the whole meme of Dark Angels, heretics, and all that kind of nonsense. So yeah, that just goes on top of the whole variety thing. I mean, you've actually got Dark Angels models you can chuck in here as well. You got your demons, more updated models there. You got this crazy 80s headband dude. Obviously, this is more of a collector's item than anything else, but it's still something you can use. You got more Khorne bloodletters there. You got Khan the Betrayer. I mean, once the like actual specific Khorne Legion comes out, I'm not sure how many of these Khorne guys will still be available in the Black Legion, but you'll still get a couple to add in there. Now, like I said before, you do get some dated models, like these Chaos Bikers. I'm pretty sure they're like 15, 20 years old, maybe? I can't remember now, I might be talking out my ass, but yeah, very, very old. These guys are old. They don't look great at all, in my personal opinion anyway. But the Raptors, they actually still look pretty good for the new stuff, and I love their swords and that. They're great for kit bashing. And of course, you wouldn't mention Chaos Space Marines without Demon Princes. Now you can use the Nogli one as well, and you got this guy as well. Or you just kit bash your own, or whatever you want to do, but you get Demon Princes. You got Dark Apostle over here, that's an awesome miniature as well. Once again, some more standard Chaos Space Marine stuff. The Khorne Berserkers are extremely out of date. I mean, I would not buy them at this point. I'd rather kit bash the Blood Warriors from Age of Sigmar if I could. You got some terrain kind of pieces. The old ass Mutilators, don't know why they still haven't updated them yet. Especially they've kind of updated the Obliterators in the Shadowspear box set, but not really, because they haven't released a solo kit. But yeah, Plague Marines, the new Terminators. And another great thing about standard Chaos Space Marines is the fact that you can do whatever you want with them. They're kind of a blank slate. They're not specifically aligned to Nurgle or to Khorne or anything like that. They can be whatever you want, because they're kind of a blank slate, kind of like Primaris Space Marines. There's no specific iconography on them. You can choose to put it on. So you can make your own warband, your own kind of legion. You can just make up your own story for them. Or you can just go with Black Legion, or you want to go whatever you want to. That's another great thing. You got so much variety in the way you want to field them. You can dedicate these guys to Khorne or Nurgle or whoever you want. It's completely up to you. And you can field any of these models you want. Obviously, you can't go through this either without seeing Abaddon, or however people like to say him. I personally say Abaddon, but some people say Abaddon. I'm not really sure, but Abaddon the Despoiler, that's an absolutely fantastic model. Let's have a little squiz at him quickly. I just realized I haven't really looked at any models in depth yet. But yeah, this is kind of your epitome of what Chaos Space Marines is. Trophy racks with like gothic spikes, loads of top knots, destroyed capes, and demon swords. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than that. This is awesome. I need to get my hands on this at some point for my army. But yeah, anyway, now to the thing that really, in my opinion, diversifies them from normal Chaos Space Marines, and that's the fact of like the demon engine kind of stuff like this. So yeah, you get your tanks and all that, which the the normal Space Marines get, but what they don't get is these bad boys. They don't get the Forge Fiend, the Helldrake. So instead of having like just a standard looking aeroplane, you got a freaking robotic demon dragon with a Gatling gun in for a mouth. And you got this weird, I don't even know what this thing is, like a leopardy rhino wolf with like whips or cannons, whatever you want. Obviously got this new dude as well. He's kind of a Dark Mechanicus vibe going on. And I have not played him or anything, but I believe he buffs up your demon engines and stuff like that. I might be wrong on that, but I mean, it's awesome. I mean, this is going to be very intimidating to paint, and that's something I probably should mention. If you're looking at starting Chaos Space Marines, you probably want to think about the painting side of it, because they're not the easiest army to paint. They're not the most difficult, but I would say the most time consuming. Because, I mean, just look at this dragon, for example, over here, this Helldrake. I mean, that's a pretty big model, and that's a lot of, like, I don't know what you call that, like filigree or something like that. Edge plating. I mean, you can just spray the dude black, and then the inside's done, but you still got to highlight all of this out here if you wanted to. Obviously, you don't want to just spray it black, so that's a waste of this beautiful model, but I'm just making a point. You definitely got to think of that, because as much as I love Chaos Space Marines, I'm just not really a big fan of painting power armor and like all the little edge plating, all that kind of stuff. It's just not for me. Obviously, if you're a fan of mini wargaming, then you'll know Defi. There he is over there. Another awesome classic model for that reason. And it's also cool, but yeah, it's definitely getting dated now. So yeah, that's one of the main awesome things about this for me. It really breaks up the silhouette of your armies. All these big beasties over here. No other army gets that kind of stuff. That's pretty much going over the the kind of aesthetic and the models that are in the range, the kind of stuff you might be looking at buying. And to summarize, loads of variety. You get pretty much a lot of like normal Space Marine stuff mixed with all the different flavors from the different Chaos Gods. You got giant beastie monsters, and you can base the standard Chaos Space Marines to be anything you want. You can align them to any god, you can have no god. That's kind of the way I'm going. I'm just going for like a kind of lawless warband. They're not kind of evil, they're not really good, they're just kind of out for themselves. Yeah, I mean, I love this new Havoc squad as well. They just look really meaty, and they look like they can take a lot of damage. I mean, why would you not want that model? So yeah, that's the summary of kind of the aesthetics of it all. Oh, and of course, the Hellbrute. That's always badass as well. That's kind of your replacement of a Dreadnought. So when it comes to like the actual play style of Chaos Space Marines, it's not too difficult to explain. They're not all that different to normal Space Marines, to be honest. They're just power armored dude with bolt guns. So when you're going to be looking, I mean, like I said, you can align them to different guards and stuff. You can have loads of Plague Marines, and you can get your Rubric Marines, and you can get all this kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure, because in Death Guard and Thousand Suns, those guys are the troops. But your troops in this army, if you're standard battalion for a nice starting army, you're going to just go for this awesome little kit over here. And this is a really great update they've done recently. And this is your standard Chaos Space Marines. And like I said, for building your army and your kind of playstyle, similar to Space Marines, you're just going to have a couple squads of your Space Marine dudes. Yeah, they might be a bit spiky, they might have some different abilities, but when you boil it down, they're just Space Marine. They just look cooler. So yeah, you're going to want a couple of squads of them. You can obviously get Chaos Cultists as well. People love Chaos Cultists. And if you want to venture off into Nurgle or whatever, you can get Poxwalkers, whatever you want. From there, you pretty much can do whatever you want. There's a kind of a lack of like a standard Chaos Lord with not in Terminator armor. So I mean, you could like use this guy. He's your aspiring champion. I mean, you got this guy. He's got a little power hammer. Of course, you can kit bash your own, unless you can get hold of the old Dark Vengeance box set. That had an awesome Chaos Lord in there. But you got this guy, Chaos Lord in Terminator armor. This is a great kit. It comes with so many options. You can build 2 different dudes like that, obviously, but like I said, they come with different options there. Yeah, so you want to get your standard Space Marines. That's what I'll do, because like I said, I go for Ruler Cool and law kind of stuff. And I'll just, if I want to play Chaos Space Marines, I actually want Space Marines. I don't want just cultists. So yeah, definitely get that. Give me a little one of the Lords. Get something that can work the psychic phase. So you definitely want a Sorcerer in there. And kind of like Space Marines, they're so versatile. You just get whatever you want after that, really. Chuck some Raptors in there and Warp Talons if you want to go a bit quicker. You know, chuck in some Griblies. If you want to go a bit more like super close combat, get some Khorne Berserkers in there. I know I keep saying it, but it really is so versatile. I feel like it's on par with the Space Marines, or if not more. So much choice. I mean, for me personally, I love the Havocs, the new Terminators, loads of these beasties. That's kind of I'm going to have like a standard, you get your Space Marines, you got your Havocs and your Lord and everything, but I'm going to have loads of little beasties running around just because I love it. So yeah, there's not much I can say too much there, because like I said, there's Space Marines but with some extra different cool stuff. Depending on how you want to align yourself, you can play it how you want, but that's kind of the way you're going to be looking at. Actually, while we are looking at this is pretty much a great starting point. I've actually got this box set, but this is what I'm saying here. You got your Space Marines, you got some heavy support, you got your Terminators, you got a Lord, and you got a Rhino to carry some guys around. That's a pretty good start right there. You could probably buy this box twice, and you're going to have a massively awesome army right there. Which actually leads me into my next part, is how to get into the army. What's the best way to get started into it? Now, not as easy as a Death Guard, like financially, because Death Guard's got quite a lot of easy builds and stuff like that. Now, Chaos Space Marines have had some like box sets and all that kind of stuff released, but nothing in production right now. So obviously this thing, as this video comes out, this is available, the Vengeance Warband. So if you can get your hands on this, I would. That's a pretty cool set right there. But the current Start Collecting set is not bad either. Now this is the Chaos side from the Dark Vengeance box that was released a while ago, and they've just kind of put in the Start Collecting box. I think this is everything that was in there. And there's some really awesome sculpts in here. So if you're getting into Chaos Space Marines, I would 100% buy this. Even if you want to buy other stuff for your starter, you're going to get this anyway. I mean, the Master of Possessions here. This is Chaos Space Marines right here. This guy's straight off like an Iron Maiden or some sort of like 80s heavy metal band album. Yeah, doesn't get much more cool than that. I'm really looking forward to painting that guy up. I mean, just look at it. If you want to play Chaos Space Marines, this is what you're going to be getting. And obviously, more giant beasties. More variety to your army to break up the silhouette of just power armored dudes. That's really cool. Then you get the new Obliterators, which haven't been released in a single kit yet, which I'm guessing they will at some point. I don't know why they have not yet. But yeah, this guy's really cool. Awesome looking little kit. I'm not too keen on the next one. His pose just kind of looks like he's about to, I don't know, drop a dookie or something like that. But yeah, still absolutely crazy. Once again, difficult to paint. But if you dig that gothic look with loads of variety, I mean, you kind of just have to take the good with the bad. Well, it's not bad. It just depends on what effort you want to put in. Great to possess. These guys are really good in combat, unless things have changed since I last played. And that's been a while since I've used my Chaos guys. Another very Chaos dude right there. Anyway, so I'm going to... Yeah, that's just your normal Chaos Space Marines. You don't get much better start than that. And if you got the cash, buy this and buy that, and you're 100% sorted. You can get a pretty nice little army out of that. And like I said, for lore-wise, you can do pretty much what you want. They basically the Space Marines. Well, no, not basically. I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but they're Space Marines that are not a part of the Imperium. Doesn't mean they're completely evil or they dedicated to some evil gods or something like that. You can just be a war band that somehow got thrown out of the Imperium, or you can be as evil as you want. You can be as good as you want. You can play them in any way you choose. Truly a very versatile army, and if you like variety, it's the one for you. So, not sure if I missed anything out here, but I feel like I've given you guys a bit of a general rundown of what you're going to be looking at, the kind of things you might be wanting to buy. The lore, I mean, like I said, it's very split. You can so much different lore for different legions and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me know if I've missed anything you want me to go over, and hopefully this has helped you. And as usual, check out my channel and subscribe if you want, because I release hobby content every week, pumping out more now than usual because of the whole isolation thing. And yeah, like if you liked, and check you guys on the next one. Bye bye.